Hello, today we're going to talk about LibreWolf and how to make it more usable. Now, I'm going to explain the main problem that I had with LibreWolf. Even though I think it's a great browser, there are some settings that are a little bit complicated. So right now I'm using another browser. This browser is Firefox. So Firefox is also based on Firefox. So I'm going to check what is like my GeoIP. So I'm going to do a search, this time with Google. After I do my search, I'm going to browse what is the GeoIP of my house. So I'm going to do like a demo, see if my location works, show sidebar, and then you'll see that it'll kind of tell me like test. I can also test location or geolocation of browser. So I'm going to start, here we go, and then it'll prompt if I want to enable location access, right? So I'm going to say yes, and then I'm going to, it's successfully passed the geolocation API support. Now, another good thing that I can do is in any other browser, it's I can, let's say I can go to my mail or my Yahoo, I can sign in, then I can put my username, my password, and then I can stay signed in because I have cookies. So when you have cookies, you are able to update the address, you will be able to verify anyway, remind me later, and then I can check says the latest version of Yahoo Mail is not supported in your browser. But anyway, the point is that I'm able to access my Gmail account, and then I'm able to browse, and then when I close the browser I will be able to reopen again. So there's like this whole concept of sessions. So if I go to browse Gmail, then I can read my Gmail. It should pop in again, right? So then I'm gonna close this. Now I'm going to launch LibreWolf. So I have mapped it to my key, which is super hold on, super L. So that's the key that I'm going to use, and now I'm running LibreWolf again. So now the first problem that I have is that I have essentially a horrible white background, right? So then if I click F11, I'm gonna go to full screen. Now I already configured LibreWolf to use fake full screen, so I'm gonna do a quick demo. So when I go to, I would press super A to go to the tile number 1. I love center master layout, is my favorite. I press F11, and then I'll be able to do, I can do a lot of different things with my current settings. Now I'm going to go to my tiling window manager, to the settings. I'm going to verify how LibreWolf is running. Okay, so at this point I need to do LibreWolf. So I'm going to search for Firefox, so this is the launcher. And then if I'm not mistaken, I think LibreWolf is not configured yet to use fake full screen. So we're going to fix that right away. So I'm gonna turn off screencast. I have my history here. I'm going to go back to load that patch. Okay, so I need to pretty much reset the latest 2 commits. So this is the commit that I'm going to, this is the last one that it was working fine. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep. So I need to do git. I'm going to start screencast again. Then I have to do git reset hard head, and then I'm going to do 3. So okay, that's the one that I'm going to use. I'm going to go to config again. See, I'm going to search for LibreWolf, and there I have LibreWolf. Now LibreWolf, it's already configured to use floating, I'm sorry, no swallow, and then it is also going to use fake full screen. So now that that's going to happen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart my DWM. So I would press sudo make clean install. That will recompile DWM. Then I have to press sudo shift Q, and then that will restart my tiny window manager. Then I will press super L, and then that will help me start LibreWolf again. Now if I press F11, it will go to full screen. Now I'm gonna press super enter again, super shift R for center master, then alt super left if I want to increase the borders. Then I will press super I to have 2 tiles in the center, and then I'm gonna press super shift down to make sure LibreWolf has a good space. So this is how I like browsing. I have talked about center master in previous videos. That's my favorite one, favorite layout for DWM. Now I'm gonna press F11, and as you can see now I'm enjoying fake full screen on LibreWolf. Now if I press help about, then this is the LibreWolf, this is the 90, this is the latest version 84.0.2, so that's good. So now essentially what I would like to have is get rid of the horrible background. So I would go to themes, other settings, and then I need to start changing like the background. So this is like a problem, because you would go to theme, you would click, let's say, on dark, you would click on save and exit, right? So you like it, you press shift super Q, you close you restart. Sorry, I think I did the wrong key. I think I was supposed to press shift super C. There you go. Now you press super L, you start LibreWolf, and then you're supposed to have settings. So if let's say that I go to my I want to go to my Gmail, see what I have there. The whole point of having a browser is that it remembers the session. So if I go to gmail.com, then essentially what I want is I want the computer to remember my session. So the problem that I have here on this browser is that it does not remember my previous session, right? I was checking my email before and now I can't. And the reason why this happens is because LibreWolf was compiled with privacy and super security in mind. So LibreWolf is not the browser for that. So what you would like to do is you would usually go back to Firefox. So today I'm going to show how to make LibreWolf like a more usable browser. So the first thing that you have to see is that LibreWolf still runs Firefox. So there's a lot of settings that you have been disabled, but you must enable if you want LibreWolf to be a little bit more usable. Specifically, when you go to privacy and security, LibreWolf, it's going to automatically delete cookies and site data. So that's for me, that's pretty bad, because if I want that to happen, I can start like in privacy mode, right? So there's like I can do a new private window with Ctrl+Shift+P, and that means I don't want to. But browsing the web without cookies for me seems a little too much, right? That means that every single time I close my browser, all my cookies are going to be deleted. So you have to uncheck this. Then what you want to do is you want to scroll down, and then you're going to unclick this, clear history when LibreWolf closes. So you remove those two, And then if you go to permissions location, then you cannot click here, block new requests asking to access your location. That's impossible to change. But at least you have cookies, and at least your history is there, and at least not everything is going to get deleted. Now you also have to click here where it says remember search and form history, right? So then at least the browser becomes a little bit more usable. You also want to check here where it says remember browsing and download history, and make sure always use private browsing mode is not enabled. So by clicking on those settings, then finally your LibreWolf might become almost like a more usable browser. So if you were to log into your Gmail account or anything like that, you wouldn't have to worry so much about your session not being saved. So that's essentially how you would do it. That's how I have used the LibreWolf in the past, and I think it's pretty useful. So I'm gonna do a small demonstration right now of how it's going to work. So then I'm going to search for I'm going to put my email. Now this is gonna be automatically inserted by 1Password, and now I have accessed my Gmail account. Now this is an access that I don't care, so it's not important at all. The main reason why I'm showing this is because when I go to services and websites, now I have cookies. Now it will remember my previous settings. So here, if you go to DuckDuckGo, you can go to settings, then you can save your data. You have cloud enabled, that there's all your settings that you're going to choose are going to be remembered. Let's say that I switch to terminal gray, I can switch to different colors. So let's choose terminal, save and exit, and then my settings, my Gmail, like everything is gonna be remembered. Then another thing that you have to do is if you go to preferences, you have to make sure that LibreWolf remembers your session, because that's disabled by default. So when you go to home, no, I'm sorry, you have to go to privacy and security, and then after you see here for the cookies and data, so that's already fixed, so we're not doing that. We already checked all the permissions folder. Now this is already disabled by default, and then what you want to do is when you click on home, then there's like a setting that I'm going to search for it, because it was a setting that was pretty much telling that I need to use sessions. So what you want to do is search for sessions, and then here it says delete cookies and site data when LibreWolf is closed, and then here it says LibreWolf is not your default browser. So you have to make sure those are good. Then you click here on this manage data, and then you'll be able to see that it's starting to save cookies. So that's good. Now LibreWolf is going to start saving the session, and then here on startup you want to click on restore previous session. So now LibreWolf becomes more like a Firefox browser. So again, essentially what you have to do is go to privacy and security, make sure it won't delete your history automatically, make sure it won't delete your cookies automatically. So that's here in general. If you scroll down, you want to make sure that it's your default browser. Then you want to make sure that it will remember your cookies. Here you have the settings for do not track, and here's the setting for delete cookies and site data, and then clear history. So make sure these two guys here are not ticked. You go to home, make sure the sessions are working in general, right? Restore previous sessions, and now I can save. Now I can exit my browser. So I'm going to enable screencast again. Now I'm going to go to full screen. Let me get out of that. Now I'm going to press Super Shift C, so that closes. Now I can launch LibreWolf again. I can even launch from my browser, from my terminal. So what I can do here is I can do pacman query pipe rep LibreWolf, So this is the file. Now I can do pacman ql, so it's gonna show the files of LibreWolf, and then pipe grep and then bin. So this is going to show the contents of this folder. Now I'm going to see the application that I have. So this is LibreWolf bin. Now I'm going to do clear LibreWolf. So I'm going to say pacman ql grep LibreWolf. I'm going to say pacman ql LibreWolf bin grep bin. Now I have the file here, and then I'm going to search for the main binary, which is this guy here. So I can also do the same command that I did before, grep bin, and then I'm going to do with regular expressions, and I'm going to put a / here. See what happened there. Okay, so I found the main binary, which is user bin LibreWolf bin. Now I can launch that command, right? And then it will swallow. So the whole point of doing this is that the terminal will launch the browser, and then everything has to be swallowed. Okay, so that's not working right now. I'm going to go back to my config, see what happens there. See the local source DWM config. Then I'm going to search for LibreWolf. Okay, so LibreWolf is here designed to not swallow, no swallow, so that's good. That means it's going to swallow, and it's going to be fake full screen. I'm going to sudo make clean install. Okay, now I'm going to see if LibreWolf is already running. Okay, so it is running. I'm not sure why. So I'm gonna close all my windows, just make sure this guy is not running. Okay, I'm going to kill all my instances of LibreWolf. Okay, so now it's closed. Now I'm going to do, okay, so now I can press Super Shift Q. Then I essentially restarted the window manager. Now I'm going to put LibreWolf again, and this time it swallowed. Okay, so now as you can see, now it restored my session. So now it's going back to essentially everything that I was browsing before. Now I'm not sure why it opened so many sessions that I just didn't want to open that many. But anyway, I'm going to show how it's working now. So I go to Gmail, I go to DuckDuckGo. So then I have my session here, I have my email here, right? Then I have a few different things that I'm open, browsers, let's see, like voicemail, whatever. So I'm checking this email. Right now I'm gonna close, I go back to terminal, I put clear, I go LibreWolf again, it will swallow, so it swallows, plus it also saves my session, and then here's the voicemail. So that's the video for today. I wanted to kind of show how LibreWolf works, how you can make LibreWolf a more usable browser. I think it's a fantastic software. You just have to realize that at the beginning it has way too many security settings that you don't even need. But at the end of the day, what you want to do is make sure that LibreWolf is configured, that it works for you, and essentially that it's going to be usable. So anyway, that's my video. Hope you guys like it. Let me know what kind of other videos you want me to do, and have a good night.